What's going on, guys? This is day 6. I'm currently on a walk right now. I already completed. What did I complete? I completed like an hour and like 10 minutes so far. Let me see. Yeah, like an hour and 10 minutes. So yeah, the day's been going all right. The first hour that I went on a walk, it was kind of slow. Well, I don't want to say it was slow, but it was like it was pretty. I don't know. I didn't have any headphones or anything on, so it was a little bit tough today. I'll go through my day, just walk through my day. Now let me take off my freaking. Let me pause this because I have something playing. And when I say I don't have any headphones, well, I have them, but for the first 40 minutes or so, I didn't wear them. But then I was starting to become not really comfortable getting out of my threshold of tolerance. So, and I think that's mainly due to the fact that I wasn't talking. Like, typically when I go on my walks, I've been bringing this camera or this, I've been videoing and talking at the same time. So I'm able to like elaborate on my thoughts and things like that. And also, if I'm not doing that, just like yesterday, I was responding to a bunch of messages that I got, just like personal messages like from friends, and I was responding to those. So I was also sending like voice notes and stuff like that. So it was another way of me like clearing my head. And yeah, unfortunately, this walk I wasn't able to do that. I was just walking, without anything, not sending any voice messages or recording, because I decided that I wanted to, not always record the entire walk, because it's because there's gonna be times where I need to just not be talking to my phone or talking in general, just being with myself on these walks sometimes, which I think is healthy, right? So that's why for the first hour and like 10 minutes I didn't really record or do anything on my phone. And then but anyways, let me go over my day so far. So I woke up, the goal was to wake up around like 8 o'clock, or actually 7, and just wake up. But I actually, for some reason last night, it was a little bit hard for me to go to sleep. So I ended up going to sleep around like 12:40, almost 1 o'clock. And that was fine. I was okay. And yeah, so I decided to get a little bit more rest, because I want to, my target is at least get 7 or 8 hours. 8 hours is like my target, but like a minimum of like 7 hours. So I think to make 8 hours, I decided to stay up, or to sleep in. So I woke up at like 8 o'clock. No, I woke up at 8. Or no, I woke up at 7, went back to sleep. And then I woke up at 8, went back to sleep again. Then I kind of stayed in bed till like 9. And then at 9 o'clock I got up. And then, I brushed my teeth and what else? And then right after that, I just, I was going to make some oatmeal, but I decided not to. And then I just I was just eating trail mix. Yeah. I just had some trail mix today. Trail mix and watched YouTube. And then watched some YouTube. And then after that, what did I do? After that, I think I wanted to start organizing some stuff. And to be honest, the main thing I did was start writing about the history of my anxiety again, because I wanted to kind of wrap it up. Because I kind of want to be done with that already. So, I actually managed to get the rest of 2022 done. Sorry, I'm a little bit itchy. And I managed to get the remaining, 2022 done. And then I also got the majority of January of, this year, leading up to this year. So, leading up to the present, like where I'm at right now. And it started to get a little bit hard, when I did that, because I was like, obviously it was hard because it was recent stuff that happened, but it was also like, it was something that I didn't want to have to think about, I guess. Yeah, it was like stuff that I didn't want to have to think about because it happened. I don't want to say I didn't want to have to think about it because it happened, but it was more like, it's not because I'm still feeling some of it, still going through some of it. It's a little bit like a touchy topic to talk about, sometimes when I'm trying to have like a good day, you know what I mean? So that's kind of what ended up happening, but I still did it regardless because I wanted to just get through it and just, be done with it, or not be done with it, but just for the majority be somewhat done with it. And I managed to write a lot, and I'm still not completely done, but semi done. And that's essentially how the day went. And did that for like 3 hours, and then I decided, like, it was kind of the same kind of day I had yesterday, where I just started to, I wrote for like 3 hours, and then, now it's kind of like on my walk, and that's what I'm doing currently. Now, and I've already done like, an hour and 18 minutes now, given that I've been recording this for like 8 minutes. And I already did like, how many laps around the block? Like 3 or 4. And then, some I just did like the semi walk, or, not fully making it and then coming back around. But what I want to mention is that the times that I didn't really feel comfortable, I still pushed through it. Like there were times during this walk when I didn't have like my headphones in, or, when I had nothing and wasn't talking, nothing. And it felt pretty strange. Like I was kind of like more in my thoughts a little bit, and, but I still wanted to push through it. Because if I, like obviously like there were times where like I didn't get fully to where I wanted to, but I still made that attempt, to go where I could. And yeah, so I did that, and it was kind of, weird, but like I said, I wanted to make sure that I don't keep I want to make sure I'm not taking steps backwards, because the progress I've made it's really good progress so far. And I don't want to have to start, creating avoidances again, and, teaching my brain to be scared, so forth. So I just, even though I'm scared at times, or, even though my anxiety gets heightened a little bit, or is more intense at times, I'll just tell myself, like, you've done this before, like, and when I say before, I mean like recently, like, you've done this before, like, you just did this yesterday, it's okay, you're gonna be safe, you're gonna be okay, you're gonna be able to maintain your focus. And that's something that that the group therapy kind of touched on too, was making sure that you start to practice, or like choose something that you're gonna choose to, like, face, you know what I mean, type. So I guess that's one thing that I decided to face, I guess you could say. And yeah, so I'm still on my walks, but when I felt that I needed to wear the headphone or whatever, like listen to guided, what I put on was like guided walk meditation, or guided walk mindfulness. And I've touched on this before in a previous video I recorded, but just being mindful in your walks, there's someone who talks on the audio, and describes, like, how does it feel when you walk, when you take each step, and what do you smell, what do you see, things like that. And at first it wasn't helping me, but then I think I kept drinking water, always bring my water with me, always eating an apple. And then I started to just tell myself, like, this feeling's not going to last forever. There are times where you're not going to feel like you did prior. Like, yesterday was probably like a good day for me, because I was very, like, my clarity was like damn near like 90%, so. But like I said, I've always said, you're going to have your good days, you're going to have your bad days. But as time went on, like, after a while, or after just like short, I don't say a while, but after like a short bit of time of continuing to keep going on the walk, like, just regardless of how I felt, I my feelings started to change. Like, I started to feel more comfortable, started to, have more clarity again. And it's kind of how you have to, kind of what you need to tell yourself, I guess, is like, you're not always gonna be in this, state of mind. You will eventually feel different. It might not be like instantaneous or whatever, like right away, but like eventually you'll feel something different, you might feel better. So that's kind of the hope that I'm giving myself. But yeah, and then I decided to record the video, because I still want to keep up with the videos and stuff. And once I get the first video uploaded, I think it'll be easier to do the other ones. It'll still take some time, because I think I have to actually blur out some stuff, like some address stuff, or not address stuff, but some like license plate numbers. I don't know. Do people do that? I'm not sure. But yeah. Oh, and you also want to take note that, like I wasn't wearing, because like the shoes that I wear are typically the old school Vans. So like I just started wearing these, shoes. So you could also take note that, maybe you're still getting used to like wearing different shoes, because the feelings of shoes are obviously different. They're not the same. So yeah. But still hard for me at times, but I'm still doing it regardless. Just keep going. I think the main goal is because, like I said, I don't want to teach myself to start becoming afraid again. So that's why I kind of, push myself just a little bit. Like right now, I feel a little bit uncomfortable, but I'm going to just keep going. We're at 16 minutes. All right, so should we walk the entire way? Yeah, let's do it. Like right now, guys, I feel a little bit uncomfortable, but I'm going to do it anyway. We can use our 5 senses. The walking, the counting, and what do you see? Things like that. And your breathing obviously is meant to get you through it, not to stop your anxiety, but just to get you through it. So take that in mind, or keep that in mind, I guess. And yeah. So my mood is a little bit different today. I don't know, maybe it's because, I don't know. I think my mood is just a little bit different than when it was yesterday, but I'm still doing what I need to do. I don't want to miss any single day of exposure at all. So that's why I'm doing it. And I took like 10 rocks, I think, when I was at my house. I counted them, and I think there was like about like 21 rocks, or 20 or something. So I was like, I'm gonna just take like 10. And I can't believe I'm actually down to only 2 left. I could have swore that I missed one, because like when I first took them, they were like 10, and then for some reason after I did the first rock and I counted it, it was like 8. But I think I might have just forgot to count. Maybe I just forgot it. Maybe I just forgot that I had dropped off a rock or something. So I'm not really sure. But I'm gonna take a walk down here. I already walked down here, when I wasn't recording. And when I first started recording, you saw me walk here. But yeah. So I'm just kind of pushing through like the uncomfortable feeling. You know what I mean? Trying my best to just get through it and not let it sway me or dictate my walk. So, but yeah, guys, so I'm almost done with the history of my anxiety. I might write some. When I got home yesterday, I actually wrote more of the 2022. and I still wasn't done. So, but yeah, now I'm almost done. I'm really proud about that. Like the cat's always there, but yeah. So I'm still. It's gonna be I mean, I don't think that the first video that I ever recorded is gonna be enough to have the full entire voiceover, with the script, with my anxiety stuff. But what I was thinking was like, because on when I was writing in January, when I started 2023, which is just the past month, there was kind of a lot that I wanted to include, but I tried to put as much as I could. But that's kind of why it took a lot of writing and stuff, and there's probably still some I need to do. So that's why like that month has a lot more writing. And I was thinking like, if since 2023 has more pages, then it might extend the video, or it might be more than what I recorded. So I was thinking of just like looping the video, maybe, possibly. We'll see. I'll try to read as fast as I can, but I still want people to kind of get the main idea of the history of my anxiety, just to provide some context. But I'm sure it'll be fine. But I'm taking it slow. I'm almost there, so that's the good part, I guess. All right, let's see where we're at. All right, we're at 1 hour and 31 minutes so far. Just got 30 more minutes left to go, or 30 or 29. But I hope everyone's doing good. By now, if I've uploaded this video, I hope people have either found some helpful tools in the videos I've been recording, or just at least found some motivation to get started on something. Even and I want to stress that like a lot, even if it's like a small thing, like it's major. When you're talking about your mental health, like small things are like so crucial. Because I said before, it's like some people can't even get out of bed, some people can't even cook for themselves. Like some people are still learning how to do like small things. So like any step is a good step, or no matter how big the step is, if it's in the right direction, it's a good thing, in my opinion. So yeah, it's a process. It's a process, but just know that there's people out there who are dealing with the same things. You're for sure not alone. And yeah, when I first went outside, I was like, man, it's freaking cold. Because I was wearing I'm wearing shorts right now, so I was like, damn, man, it's cold. But it's sensations. It's a good thing. At least I see it as a good thing. Anyways, yeah, walk is going good. Starting to feel some anxiety, but I'm pushing through it. What you want to do is just try to think of things that'll push you through. Like it's just a feeling. Feelings change. Feelings won't last forever. Things like that. That's kind of what I'm telling myself. All right. And like I said, I don't want to start teaching myself again to be afraid. So whenever I struggle, I feel like I have that thing, like I told you, like there's like this sharpness in my freaking like heart area. Oh, there's a little cat. Well, it's not little, it's actually pretty big. Dang, it's a big cat. Right there. See, right now I'm starting to feel a little bit better. Or like more confident or like comfortable. So that's, see? Just tell yourself that like maybe you'll feel different in just a little bit of time. So right there. So we're doing good. We're on the right track. Yeah, but yeah, there's not much else that I think I could, touch on. I didn't really. I mean, I don't want to say I didn't really do much today, but because writing that stuff is pretty important. But it's the walk is equally important, and I guess this is a topic I can discuss. Like, so when I first had, had this wave of anxiousness and depression, like just completely on the edge, feeling like just completely on the edge. Like it was very crucial for me. And I think I already mentioned this. And, when I was writing the 2023, like the January month, but regardless, I'll still, touch and go further. But it was very crucial for me to talk to people, like talking to friends. Sorry, I was making sure my mic was on. Talking to friends was really crucial. Obviously, talking to, my therapist. But mainly like at the beginning when I didn't really have, because there was like a time where I was, still approaching talking to my therapist because, he had gone on vacation for like 2 weeks and like through the holidays, so like that December, like Christmas landed on a weekend and then also New Year's. So like for 2 weeks I didn't talk to my therapist. So that was, I don't want to say that was the cause of my anxiousness, because it wasn't, it was like internal, just worrying and stuff. But anyways, what I'm trying to say is I had to wait basically like another week to talk to him. And the beginning of January was, that first week, it was tough, very tough for me, so I had no choice but to talk to friends, like, and they listened to me, and they're very supportive, and that was very crucial. Like, although I was still feeling, obviously, like you're still gonna feel the anxiousness and the anxiety, and this is, and I want to stress that this isn't just like, at least for me, this isn't just like panic attacks and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like, it's just the feeling of just being on edge as well. Like that was me, like I had a lot of anxiety. I had a lot of anxiety and stuff, but I'm not sure if my mic is picking up the sound. It's already fucking annoying. But Like, it wasn't just anxiety, right? Like there was freaking, gosh, lost my train of thought because of that noise. What I'm trying to say is, like, it wasn't just anxiety that I was feeling, like it was depression, it was like anxiousness, it was like just being on the edge completely. And, it just wasn't a good feeling at all. It's like you feel like you're alone and you just feel like, you're contemplating so many things and you're just in this hole and you're just, like scared, like, even though I'm a guy, like, regardless of that fact, guys, you know, guys have this, will have mental problems as well. It's not just, what I'm trying to say is, like, it's okay to be scared, you know what I mean? Because I was scared, very much so. I was very uncertain of myself and just didn't know if I could trust myself. And what I mean by that is, like, trust that everything was going to be okay, like with my worrying and things like that. So I, confided in, my friends, and they helped me a lot. Like, really, like, it was very crucial for me to open up to my friends, despite still feeling all these feelings I was having. At times it was soothing to listen to them and get their advice, like, and just to hear them, and just for someone to hear you, just for someone to listen to you, like. So don't exhaust those things, like, don't 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 exhaust those things. Don't waste that opportunity if you have it, is what I'm trying to say. Like, if you're able to talk, like, if you don't have access to a therapist at the moment, and the only people you can talk to is like a close friend of yours, then do that. You know what I mean? Because it's gonna help. It might not seem like it's gonna help because you're, like, oh, but it'll offer you some comfort for sure. Like, I think that's what I can confidently say. Like, it'll offer some comfort, and yeah, very helpful for me. Thankful for the friends that I talked to, during that very edgy moment. But the point of me bringing this up was to just mention, like, that was me on the edge, right? Like, that was me, like, damn near, like, feeling like I was gonna lose it. You know what I mean? So, but that forced me to do, the seek help and take some time off and blah blah. But after the weeks went on, you have to understand that people have their own lives as well. And what I'm trying to get at is, like, during the crucial peak of that time, when you're on edge and when you're feeling it, talking to friends when they're available and using that time is very crucial, because then you can start, because that's kind of the first step, is like opening up, right? Like, opening up and talking to, somebody. It could be a therapist, it could be yeah, like a professional, like a therapist. It could be, your family, it could be your friends. But then that's when you start to, want to work on yourself as well eventually. Because, like, today I noticed, people people weren't available to talk, like my friends. Obviously I saw my therapist on this previous Saturday, and he provided me with tools, more advice and things like that. But you won't. So there will be times where, like, you won't be able to talk to your friends all the time. You know what I mean? So by you working on yourself after the initial, bout of your anxiety, and you know, you want to start to try to work on yourself to be able to not really depend on people. You know, I mean, obviously, like friends are cool to have, right? Like friends are cool to talk to, and but what I'm getting at is like they're not going to be there 24/7. Is what I'm saying. Like today, it would have been probably a good avoidance, or not avoidance, but a subtle avoidance to like, you know, maybe, you know, listen to like messages and like respond to messages and talk like I am talking to this phone right now. But, you know, people have their own stuff going on as well. So you have to be sure to start to develop your own support, like with yourself. And but like I said, if you have friends that are there, you know, by all means you utilize that. But you know, this is just going out mainly to like those people who, you know, will find themselves alone sometimes, you know, and it's okay. But you know, the idea is to work on yourself to get to that comfortable like part to where you won't necessarily need them as much. And that's kind of what I'm trying to do. Or you know what I mean? Because yeah, like if this was like if my friend's situation or like or whatever was like if this was happening, if my friends weren't available during the time that I really needed them, like, you know, I probably would have managed, but it would have been so much more difficult, like so much more difficult. So the fact that I, you know, went through that phase and I'm still getting out of it, you know, like I'm not fully 100% there, you know, I'm not 100% out of, you know, the hole yet. But yeah, that's just my whole spiel on that. I know it probably sounds more, negative than positive, but the point I was trying to make is just try to get to a place that you work on yourself to where you can go times without talking to a friend when they're not available. There you go. That's what I'm trying to say. And if you start feeling comfortable to that point where you don't need them all the time, then that means that you're making progress for sure. You know, that means that you're making progress, and that's very good. You know, just keep it going. You know how I am, and yeah, but yeah, today was a little bit hard. I mean, I was focused on the writing for 3 hours, but you know, afterwards I was kind of feeling it like, oh, like who am I going to talk to? You know, because afterwards I typically will have someone to talk to, but maybe I just don't have enough friends. Who knows? Who knows who knows what it is? Maybe I don't have enough friends. No, I'm kidding. I have friends, uh, but yeah. Anyways, that's my rant, or that's my topic about that. Um, but then again, but I am throwing that out there, like, you know, if you're in that position where you need to talk to a friend and it's like an emergency, then by all means, you know, reach out to a friend that's available. But yeah, you want to start to develop your own kind of like trusting yourself kind of a thing, because like for instance on these walks, some like prior to this, like when I first started doing these walks years ago, like when I did my first recovery, you know, or my first attempted recovery, full recovery, like when I, you know, whatever, um, I would use my friends a lot. Like, I mean, that's kind of to say I use them, but like I would call my friend and just be on the phone, kind of like the entire walk. Like I try to be on the phone the entire walk. And if I wasn't listening to like, something on my headphones during that time. But I think what that did was like make me depend on, someone to call or something. So then, I started to not do that sometimes. And like I said, they're not always going to be available to talk. So that's kind of why you want to start to have trust in yourself. And that's something I really struggled, or, I'm still learning to do, is to have trust in myself. And, I'm still teaching myself that currently. So it's a process, but what I'm saying? I'll get there eventually if I just keep working on it. We're at an hour and 50 minutes. We got 10 minutes left. So, closing thoughts on this walk. What are some takeaways I can think of on this walk? I think the takeaways that I can say are, even though you don't feel confident at times, just keep doing it regardless. If you feel like you can't do something, just do it anyway. If it's been your routine, I guess I should say, then just keep doing it. Because I guess these are takeaways for me, right? So I don't want to dictate this to anybody, because I don't want people to be traumatized, whatever. But my takeaway is like, I shouldn't take steps backwards. But then again, like my therapist said, there are times where it'll be difficult and where like you don't make it to your goal that you had or that you've been completing, and that's okay. As long as you tried, but what I want to do is a little bit more deep. I kind of just want to make sure that I don't slip back into old habits, because like every day I want there to be some progress done, you know what I mean? At least for myself, I'm just trying to just maintain that. But that's something that I want to take away from this. Something else is that it's okay to not always be on the phone with someone, or I guess to be talking, to friends and things like that, that I can trust myself to be okay, because if you think about it, this entire time, no one's been listening to this audio, like in the present moment, like I'm just talking to a video, but it's been me who's been conducting this walk the entire time, so like I have been able to be okay this entire time while I'm on this walk. I do have a headphone in, I want to add that, but like I said, it's, if sometimes you need to, if you're out of your threshold of tolerance, then by all means, do or use the tools that you have available to feel more comfortable, so what's another one? Keep doing the walks regardless of, just keep doing the walks. I haven't done this walk. I don't even know if I'll be able to do this, but it's gonna be hard. All right, let's just do this, because I want to show myself. I want to end on a good note. So here's what I'm gonna do. I haven't walked down this way before, like going this direction. I'm gonna do it anyway. If I just keep going. But yeah, just keep being focused. Know that you'll be okay, even though you feel some anxiety. Man, It's kind of scary, but do it scared. That's what my friend told me before. And know that you'll eventually get to your destination. But what was I saying? Okay, we got this. Sorry, I felt some anxiety right there. That's okay. You're good. Guys, we freaking made it. That was actually scary. But congratulations, I did it. My spine hurts right now. But what was a freaking cat? What was I saying though? It's another takeaway that I can say. Yeah, just trust yourself. Don't miss any days. Kind of talking to myself at this point, like I want to remind myself to not, miss any days, because it's very crucial that you keep these exposures. Like I said, like, the shorter the distance they are between each exposure, the better your chances are at getting used to what you're scared of, and what makes you feel uncomfortable is repeated exposure. So kind of what I want to teach my body in that sense. So yeah, just do what you can, small steps each day. Limit the distance between, obviously, or limit the time between each exposure. Shorten the time, I should say. And trust, try to learn to trust yourself more. And that's something I need to work on. I'm still working on. Even when if it's not involving something super, super big, like doing like this big, exposure thing like I'm doing. It could be like small things that you want to, let me just talk over here a little bit, that you want to, even if it's small things that you want to work on, like small exposures. Because I want to stress that, like, small exposures are still good. Like, because like this coming up week I have I have scheduled, because I did week 6 of the workbook, so I scheduled in some activities to do or to conduct this week, and it's going to be exposure for me. I'm probably not going to like it. To be honest, I'm probably not. Just some things, but other things are more manageable. But either way, there's still exposure. Like everything, just regard anything that makes you uncomfortable. When you do the thing repeatedly or multiple times, you're conducting exposure, and that's kind of the start to feel a little bit more better. So that's kind of my goal this week, is to keep doing it every day, regardless of how I feel, and just keep it going. No days off. Push through my feelings, and yeah, just keep up the pace that I've been doing, and know that everything's gonna be okay, and I can rely on my tools, for my anxiety. So, anyways, guys, thanks. If you've been listening this far, I really appreciate it. I'm really not sure how this YouTube thing is gonna go, but You know, I appreciate anybody who, you know, if you get any help from this, you know, or just tuning in, you know, it's probably not that exciting, you know, because if you don't deal with the anxiety situation yourself. But, you know, I kind of want to use this as like a teaching kind of thing, you know, for others who are suffering and kind of going through what I'm going through. All right. Cool. So good talk. I will see you guys in the next one, and we'll go from there. All right. Have a good one, guys.